We got some pretty big news that Blizzard is apparently going to announce a StarCraft-based FPS later this year. And if you're over the age of like 25, your mind probably immediately went to this. And your hopes and dreams were immediately dashed as you realize, hey, we don't want a game from 2005 in 2026. So, people started speculating. What could their surprise StarCraft announcement be? Now, the director that they hired for the game does appear to be someone who has been involved in the Far Cry games, so an open-world Ubisoft formula Far Cry style game isn't out of the picture, but I have a different theory. See, Blizzard is really good at doing one particular thing, and that one particular thing is they take something that's already awesome, something that's a great idea, something that already exists, and they mold it into a masterpiece. Before they dominated the RTS genre, there was Dune 2. Before Diablo basically became the grandfather and defining genre of the action RPG, there was Rogue. And before World of Warcraft had 100 million players and the whole, changed the entire genre forever, we had games like Ultima Online. No ding this time. Gotcha, didn't I? So when I hear that a StarCraft FPS game is going to be announced and has been in the works for at least a year or two, my immediate thought is Blizzard took Helldivers 2 and is going to make it StarCraft. Helldivers 2 blew up almost exactly 2 years ago. In February it's going to be its 2-year anniversary. So if we look at that timeline, it's very possible that Blizzard saw the success of Helldivers 2 and said, let's make that, and got on making a clone. And I, a long time ago, said that I thought Helldivers 2 was going to be the next big cloned game. It was going to be the next Fortnite in the way that everyone's trying to cash in on it. And we haven't quite seen that, but 2 years is enough time to make a game. And all the pieces of the puzzle are there, right? Like, the StarCraft units basically already look like the Terminids. Now, I'm not the biggest StarCraft fan in the world, so I couldn't possibly name all the different units and their purposes and all that, but I do have a few pictures up here that show you there's flying units, there's tanky units, they've got that alien appearance, the pieces are there. And they've got the Terran units who use rifles and power armor and flamethrowers. Kind of sounds familiar, right? It fits perfectly in the universe. In fact, if Helldivers 2 tomorrow announced a StarCraft 2 collab like they did with Killzone, or like everyone wants with the Warhammer universe, I really think they could make it fit into the universe. A little bit of power armor, a few of the weapons from there, maybe 1 or 2 stratagems that represent some of the Terran units. They very easily could mold that to fit in there. So the theme is already on point, and Helldivers has already laid the groundwork for showing this sort of game has a huge community, a huge want, and a lot of replayability, not to mention monetization, because it is Blizzard, so of course they're going to want to make money off of it. Heck, you even have the Protoss, who are a bunch of alien races that use shielding technology. Does that sound familiar at all? Does that sound like a certain race that everyone despises playing against in Helldivers 2? So if I'm right, and I'm going to keep it at if I'm right, because I know this is kind of shot in the dark, they'd much better off probably going the safe route and doing a Far Cry style game, or even doing extraction shooters are hot right now with the way that Ark has been doing. So maybe it's an extraction shooter, maybe they're going to go the safe route and make Far Cry, but I still believe maybe, just maybe, we're going to get Helldivers 2. So if they clone Helldivers 2, as I said, Blizzard is well known for taking something that is already popular and perfecting it. What could they do to really make it stand out and perfect the genre? What would they add to it? What Blizzard magic could they sprinkle onto it to make it special? Well, the first thing I know that they would do is they would put it on Battle.net. And say what you want about Battle.net, it used to be innovative, it used to be amazing. There's some problems lately, but it's stable. I don't think we'd have nearly as many crashes. I don't think we would have nearly as many lag problems or disconnecting problems. Battle.net works, and it's pretty reliable, so we would have that going for it. I think Blizzard would probably also really focus on the cutscenes. If there's one thing that Blizzard knows how to do, it's hire art directors. If you've seen any of the World of Warcraft cutscenes or some of the Diablo like art direction, they're absolutely beautiful and stunning. Some banger of soundtracks too. So I think that there'd be a lot more cinematography involved in the universe to really make it feel like epic and heroic. But here's what I think would be their standout feature, the thing that would make it way different than everything else and that everyone will say, that's memorable, that's what really makes this game completely genre defining. And I think they would take a lesson from Warcraft 3, the inventory. Warcraft 3 had the hero inventory and it completely shook up RTSs forevermore. The idea that this hero unit is not only special because they have special abilities, but you can collect items to customize them, make them different. Imagine Helldivers 2 if the scavenging loot off of the ground was actually a little bit more fleshed out and in depth, like carrying ammo, making space for ammo, having to manage an inventory in a very stressful situation, be able to put different guns or weapons aside for different timing. I think an inventory would definitely shake the genre up a whole lot. It might make it a little bit more like a looter shooter, and that might be what they're going to try and do, make extraction shooter, looter shooter kind of combined with this. But I think that they're going to stick to the good old inventory, throw it in the game, and call it a day. The one thing I really hope they don't do is make it like a hero shooter. I think the world is burnt out on hero shooters right now. They're kind of tired of big named Marvel rival style arena shooters, and while I'm not saying it's going to be that, there's obviously a lot of characters from StarCraft, StarCraft 2, the StarCraft universe who could show up, Nova of course being the most famous one, but there's Kerrigan and Tychus and Raynor and a bunch of other different StarCraft 2 units, and if we're playing as like the StarCraft 2 heroes and it's like this big epic hero thing, I definitely think they're going to fumble the bag. Now, I do know that there is some want for that. One of the biggest things people talk about in Helldivers 2 is they don't like the grunt fantasy. They want to be heroes. They want to be more heroic. They want a little bit more power scaling and a little bit more power leveling. But I don't find that interesting. I don't want to play as just like this pre-generated hero who already has a story and we've already seen them in the games and other things. I don't think hero shooter is the way to go. The other thing that I absolutely know they're gonna do, and I'm already gonna hate it, so I'm gonna come out right away and say I dislike this, and shame on you, Blizzard, for doing it, is obnoxious monetization. Blizzard's cash shop has only gotten worse. If you've logged into Diablo 4 anytime soon, you have seen some really greedy behavior and an opportunity to sell skins, battle passes, weapons, weapon skins. You know that they're going to capitalize on it. You know they're going to add every 30 days you need to complete the battle pass to get all these things, and if you miss it, oh no, fear of missing out, it's gone forever, so don't do that. Another thing I would love to see, but I know this whole thing is already a little far-fetched. Like, I understand that the chances of this happening are maybe like 30%. Even more unlikely would be I don't want to use the term cinematic universe because I know everyone's burnt out on that too, but combining Warcraft and StarCraft and Diablo, like imagine if they had crossover planets where you could fight some orcs or night elves or some demons from Diablo. Like, it would open up so many different variations to different enemies, different play styles, different planet types. Like, they have a huge expanded universe to draw from to give you a ton of content, and I would absolutely love to blast some orcs or fight the undead who are taking over a planet. And allegedly, a long time ago, this is probably like one of those internet rumors that was never actually a thing, there was talk of like a world of StarCraft, or that eventually the next expansion for World of Warcraft was going to move into StarCraft. It would be revealed that like they were in the same universes all along. I love that idea. I'm glad it never came to be, but I do love the idea. So again, if they combined it all together, there is something there, but I don't even think that's necessary. Again, StarCraft 2 already has most of the units to make an exact clone of this game with what they already have. So there you have it, my prediction. I don't think we're going to get Far Cry but StarCraft. I think we're going to get a new Helldivers set in StarCraft, and I think Blizzard is going to blow our minds. As always, leave a comment down below how wrong you think I am, or maybe how right you think I am. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.